Hello and welcome to my channel. If this is your first time visiting, welcome and please consider subscribing to join me in Livyland. If you are already subscribed, thank you so much for following me on these adventures. On this channel, my focus will be on cash planning, envelope stuffing, savings challenges, and cash condensing. If this is of interest to you, please keep watching. My name is Jolene and I want to welcome you into my world of Livyland. I live in Washington State with my husband and toddler daughter, Olivia, aka Livy. Why Livyland? My Livy is the center of my heart and soul. I consider this her world that I get the honor of being part of. Hence, I live in Livyland. I have been using the cash stuffing method to save and financially plan for the future. My hope is that this practice will help me work towards paying off debt and build up financial wellness for my little family and myself. Cash stuffing and creation of materials surrounding it has absolutely become an obsession of mine and a newfound passion. I did recently start my own Etsy shop so that I could share my creations with others. The link to my shop is always listed in the description box below. I would love to help make your cash binder visions a reality. Today is going to be a cash stuffing of my binders. So I do not cash stuff for bills. All of that is done through my account. What I do is figure out how much I'm getting paid with my full-time job, deduct my bills, and then leave a little bit of a buffer in my account and then pull out the rest in cash. In my description of what this channel is, you will have noticed that I do not say that I budget. That is not what I do. More so, I set aside money is what I would describe what it is that I do. So that's why you will not see me cash stuffing a wallet. I do have a wallet with some envelopes in it, but what I do is I take the money that I stuff into my high priority binder, and then I eventually move that over into my wallet as needed. So we'll go ahead and get started. This is stuffing for my full-time job. My husband does also work full-time. However, we keep our finances separate. So he has stuff that he pays and I have what I pay, and then we just kind of tag team life together. So we'll go ahead and count this cash. So we have 100, 50, 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 40, 60, 82, 20, 40, 60, 80, 300. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. 10, 20, 30, 40. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. We are stuffing a total of $675. I always do it in the same order, so I do start off with my high priority binder. All right, to start off with, I'm going to go ahead and stuff 20 into coffee, and I did break that down into a 10, 5, and 5 ones. So we have 10, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And to combine what I have in there already, 10, 20, 30, 35, 6, 7, 8, 9, 40. Okay, and then self-care, going to be getting 30. All right, so now I have 50, 70, 90, 110, 20, 30, 40, 50. I do have a lash appointment coming up to get my lashes back on. I did attempt to do the whole natural thing with a lash lift and tint, and that just was not working. I don't have the good natural lashes, unfortunately. But I can say that I tried. So groceries is going to get 100, and I did that in 20s, 10, and 2 5s. I like to try to have change in there in case I do the whole cash condensing or cash unstuffing when I use my debit card. 20, 40, 60, 80, 90, 95, 100. Combine that with what I already have in there. We now have 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 40, 60, 80, 90, 95, 200. And so what I will do is, as needed, I will pull from this and either put it into my wallet, or I will do the unstuffing if I've used any of my cards. Food, we're going to add 20. So now we have 20, 40, 60, 70. And this is for when we decide to DoorDash, eat out, things like that. But I just like to call it food. Household, we are actually skipping because that has $50 in there, and that's enough for what I use this money for, which is essentials, cleaning products, toilet paper, paper towels, etc. Spending is going to get 12. All right. And then this now has 20, 40, 50, 1, 2. And this is just spending on the family. So things that don't fall into necessarily groceries, eating out, or this kind of serves as a backup buffer if we do happen to use all the money in the other envelopes. Clothing is going to get 10. So now we have 20, 40, 50. And I am trying to rush through this filming because we're going to go on a little family getaway for the night. We're actually going to go out to a casino resort so that my daughter can she can swim. Yes, and she does specifically ask to go to the casino so that she can swim. So daycare is getting 50. I did that in the 20, 2 10s, and 2 5s. Oops, sorry about that, bumped ya. All right, so 20, 30, 40, 45, 50. Adding that in here. We're building this up a little bit. My daughter does get watched by my dad. I am very fortunate that he is able to do that, but he is getting ready to go to the Philippines this next month for 3 weeks. So I'm just trying to set aside money for daycare. We do try to have Olivia go to daycare once a week at least. Doesn't always happen. I do admit I get lazy and it's just easy for my dad to be in the home with her. But we like for her as an only child to have the other children interaction. So she is to a point where she does ask to go to daycare now, so that's great. And then my sister's daughter, who is 1.5, also goes to this daycare, and that's how I found out about the daycare. So Olivia does have her sissy there to play with and things like that. So now daycare has 100, 20, 40, 60, 80, 200, 20, 40, 60, 80, 90, 300, 10, 20, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. So 350. Okay, and then family time is getting 9. And this is just for random things that we go and do as a family. So if we have to buy tickets for anything, things like that. But really this can be used for anything that we choose to use it on. But it's just nice to be able to set aside money, remind yourself to do things as a family. So now I have 20, 30, 35, 40, 45, 6, 7, 8, 9, 150. Okay. Miscellaneous, we're skipping because I do have at least $10 in here just as a little buffer. Now moving into low priority. right, so Costco shopping is getting 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. So now in Costco shopping, we now have 20, 40, 60, 70, 80, 90, 95, 100, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright. And then the famous Yes Livy envelope here. She is just going to get $2 in it today, and that's just to be able to round it up to an even $90. So hopefully, if I have done this right, I should have 90 in here. And this is just basically for any time that she wants something. She's an only child, so we do get the privilege of spoiling her. So 20, 40, 60, 80, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 90. Alright. And now moving on to Chris's spending. Chris is my husband. I do set aside a little bit of money for him. He spends his own money, but I just like to, since me and Olivia have an envelope, I want to make sure he does too. So there's 20, 40, 50, 60, 70, 75, 76. There's times that he'll ask me to order some things off Amazon for him, and then I just pull it from here. All right, then there is my spending, and I am giving myself 20. Now I have 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 10, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I do also use my envelope on my husband and on Olivia, so that's why mine tends to be a little bit more, because I like to share the wealth. Mommy Daddy Dates is getting 5. And then I do also have some gift cards in here just from gifts that we have gotten. So we have 20, 30, 35, 40, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And what we will typically go and do is when Olivia goes with my aunt, kind of like a surrogate grandma, me and Chris like to go to the movies, go have a nice dinner together. Cash stuffing fun. It's going to get 5. This is money for my own personal setup. Anytime that I want to support you all out in your Etsy shops, I like to have this. So I have 20, 30, 40, 45, 50, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which I did recently order a few things, so I'll be pulling from this when I do an unstuffing. I do have a custom item that will be coming that I'm really excited to share with you all and feature in my videos, so stay tuned for that. All right, and now we are moving into what I call my planning ahead binder. All right, so beauty license. So I am a licensed cosmetologist. I do upkeep my license. However, that is not what I do full time, but it is something that every 2 years I have to renew my license. It's one of those things that my parents paid for when I was in high school. I did beauty school and high school together at the same time. They paid for it. So in my mind, the least I can do is upkeep it, since all I have to do, just like your driver's license, I just have to pay the fee and keep going on it. Really, the only person's hair that I cut is my dad's on a regular basis, but I just don't like doing hair. I found I have the skill, not the will. So now I have 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. All right, vehicle registration, that is fully funded. Vehicle maintenance is going to get 20. So now this has 1, 200, 20, 40, 60, 80, 90. Alright. And then Costco membership is fully funded. This isn't due until March, but I already have the money ready to go. I do have the executive membership, so I don't think it's going to be the full 120 because with that membership you get cash back. So last year I only had to pay $30 out of pocket because of the cash back that I got. All right, and then we are on, oh, this one is fully funded. I'll be pulling this. That's the only reason why I didn't put a fully funded in here, but this is just for my annual fee that is this month, so it'll be due just this next month. Amazon Prime, I am going to put $5 in here. I am fortunate that me and my sister, we share an Amazon Prime, so we every other year pay. I just paid this last year in 2023, so it's her year this year, so I won't have to pay Amazon Prime until 2025, but I want to have it ready to go. That's why this binder is called Planning Ahead. So now I have 20, 40, 50, 55, 60, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And as long as the fee doesn't go up, Amazon Prime fee is $139 annually. Extra debt funds, we are putting $69 in here. And I did that. 50. Ooh, that's ugly. That's okay. We'll give the ugly one to the debt because debt is ugly. 50, 65, 6, 7, 8, 9. And add that here with what I have. This isn't very gracious. Okay. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 600, 50, 70, 90, 700, 10, 20, 30, 35, 40, 45, 46, 7, 8, 9, 50, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 61, 761. I will be doing an unstuffing very soon. All right, and taxes is going to get $30. All right, so now I have 1, 200 in the bank, 20, 40, 60, 80, 90, 300. And this is just to set aside just in case we happen to owe in taxes. I just want to have something set aside in the event that should happen. All right, so that's it for this binder. Moving on to savings binder. So I just have reminders in here that I'm saving for a brighter future, which is the whole reason why I got into cash stuffing in the first place, was to save money. And then I just have a little reminder here that a little progress each day adds up to big results. So I really liked that saying when I came across it. So Livy Savings is going to get $20 today. So now she has $3,300 in the bank for 20, 40, 60, 70. So $3,470. All right, then on to my savings. I am giving myself, where is mine on my cheat sheet here? $25. Sorry about that. I do have a cash planning sheet off to the side here that I am referring to as I'm figuring out what needs to go where. So now I have 100, 200, 250 in the bank. So 350, 370, 390, 400, 5, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 425. Okay, and then school for Livy. So my Livy, she is only 3, so she actually won't start school until next year. So what this is for when that time comes to be able to use towards school supplies, school clothes, whatever may need to happen. But I thought I would start now to start prepping for that so it's not a huge burden when the time comes. because again, the whole reason why I got into cash stuffing was to help plan for the future and with savings. So I have 100, 200 in the bank, 50, 70, 90, 110, 120. And then emergency, on my last cash stuffing, we reached the goal of $1,000 for fully funded. So now that I have that motivation, I am going to keep going and bulk this up even more. So the next goal that I have is 1,500, and then just so that I still have that sense of motivation and fulfillment, I guess I could say, I will just probably keep increasing the goal, $500. I am going to add in Angela with MSO Budgets, her emergency fund tracker, which is a goal of 500. So I am going to do that as an extra savings challenge. And then I'm also going to still stuff my emergency fund. So that's why I haven't put that in there, because I do like to have a savings challenge set aside separate so that I can kind of do double time for this. So today I am going to put in $30. At least that's my approach at it. Admittedly, I'd never been good at saving money, so this has really helped me. These placeholders are available in my Etsy shop. I do matte laminate with only 3 mil, and that's just so that it fills as close to money as possible as far as the thickness goes. So we have 500, 800 in the bank, 900, 50, 70, 90, 1,010, 20, 25, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30. So 1,030. Okay, then in future home, we're going to add 100 into this. So now I have 1,100, 1,150 in the bank, 1,250, 70, 90, 95, 6, 7, 8, 9, so 1,200. Is that right? 1,300, my goodness. 1,300 in the bank. Even the placeholder 50s get me. All right, and so vacation is going to get 20. I did recently complete my challenge, my envelope, my 56 envelope. So this one here, once I unstuff it, this one's going to get a good chunk of that. So now in vacation, I have 1,000 in the bank, 20, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that right? 460, 1,064. Yep. All right, so that's it for this. And last is my holiday and celebrations binder. So I do not cash stuff for all holidays. You'll see here in just a moment that I have just so I do stuff for Olivia's birthday. That is fully funded. Her birthday is not till February, but that's ready to go. I do have just a basic holidays. And what I really set aside money for is Thanksgiving, Easter, and Halloween. So Olivia already has her Halloween costume. She decided to be a mermaid this year. She also has a Moana costume, so we'll see how she changes her mind. But holidays is going to get 10. So now we have 100 in the bank, 20, 40, 60, 80, 200, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 55, and 60. I have a feeling that Thanksgiving is going to be a little low-key this year, so I'm not sure how much of this is going to be used on that. I typically make the pies. That's something that my mom did. I am the only one out of me and my sister and brothers that my mom taught. I'm the one that did the pies with her while she was still alive, and I am the one that perfected her handmade pie crust and her dough. So I'm it. So I look forward to passing that down to Olivia when that time comes. Black Friday, fully funded already. Christmas, fully funded and ready to go. Special events, it's going to get 20. This is for those other types of events outside of holidays, baby showers, things like that, which in my family right now, we have my godson and his wife, and then my godbrother and his wife. Both are pregnant, just a couple weeks apart from one another. My sister just recently had a baby, so it's like everybody's having babies. That's okay though. Livy needs friends and cousins, and because I'm one and done, so she's an only child, she needs kids to play with. So why not rely on family to pop them out rather than yourself, right? So now special events has 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 55, 60, 65, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 70. Okay, so that is it for today's cash stuffing. I hope you enjoyed it and you do consider subscribing. Please like this and comment below. I would love to interact with you. I am loving this video YouTube channel thing, just with interacting with people, seeing people's comments. Hopefully in the future, some suggestions as I build up my videos, but thank you so much for hanging out with me. I hope this wasn't too long, too painful. I hope I didn't knock the camera too much, but I will see you next time. Bye.